Hey y'all, it is Saturday. That means it is time for the Saturday Slashback Challenge. This is a fun challenge given to us every week by our friend Joe over at TheHORRORman. He gives us a topic, we find a movie that goes along with that topic, and we do a little review. This week's review is halfway to Christmas, so we got to pick a Christmas slasher. I picked this particular little dandy movie released in 1980. It basically the only person that has had any career since this movie is Jennifer Runyon. Okay, the movie is To All a Good Night. It was directed by David Hess, and it runs about an hour and a half. It is your typical 80s horror movie with fun kills and boobs, if you're into that. So what we have is this little sorority house. Look at the size of that monster. We see it at the beginning of the show, and there's this girl, and she's very pretty, long hair, and she's running, and she's being chased by the other girls for some reason. We never know why, really. We never know why. So she runs out onto this balcony, and there's a girl there with a pole or something, and they push her, and she ends up falling off the top floor on the balcony and dying. We don't know she's dead until later in the movie, but you just assume. She falls, she goes boom. Damn, I hate when that happens. So, 2 years later, same sorority house. Some of the same girls, I guess. I didn't pay that much attention to the girls that were chasing her, but I assume that some of them were at the sorority house at the time. So we meet a bunch of the girls. We meet the new girl. Her name is her name is Nancy. Nancy is played by Jennifer Runyon, and she's very sweet and virginal, very cute. And the only reason I know who Jennifer Runyon is, and this is really pathetic, guys, sorry, she was on a soap, but she played Jan Brady in some of the Brady Bunch movies when Eve Plum decided she didn't want to be Jan anymore. So yeah, she was one of those. So yeah, that was after this movie, but you know. Anyway, so the plot of this movie, we have all these girls that are staying at this sorority house during Christmas break. Sound familiar? Maybe a little bit like Black Christmas, but you know, whatever. So we have, of course, we have the big boob hoe. We have the British big boobed hoe. We have the skinny, hilarious, pretty kinda hoe. And then we have, Jennifer. And they are awaiting the arrival of boys. Imagine that. So, and we have a house mother, and we have I guess he was like a maintenance man. I don't know. Weird looking blonde guy. And they are all kind of chilling and eating, and they decide that they're going to send the house mother off to bed early with some warm milk. While this is all going on, we have a boy waiting out in the woods, or kind of by a tree in front of the house, waiting on his girlfriend. Pretty girl, long blonde hair, get to see her boobs. Woohoo! So we fast forward to somebody kind of walking up on that kid and throwing him to the ground. And we know this person has a knife, but we really don't see anything happen. And then the blonde girl comes out to meet her boyfriend and is immediately offed. So those were the first two victims, pretty quick, right away. Strange thing is, nobody ever really seems too concerned that they're not there. The girl's not there, but whatever. It's a sorority house, I guess. So yeah. So then we move into more issues. We meet a cop, a detective, eventually, because things start happening. The blonde girl or Jennifer Runyon's character Nancy finds the maintenance guy, whatever he is, dead in a field. So, and then they notice that two of the British hoe and her boyfriend are both gone, and so is there's another couple that are missing. Yeah, there's so many people in this movie. So yeah, they're missing, and so everybody's freaking out, and the house mother's like, no, it'll be okay, and we've got the cops here and they'll keep us safe. But then people still just keep getting killed. So most of the characters end up getting killed, as well as the cops. And our girl Nancy fights them off to the end, and there's a big fight on the same balcony, and then the same kind of death happens, but it's not Nancy, it's somebody else. And I don't want to ruin it if you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, there's a twist at the end that you just, I don't know. I guessed who the killer was pretty much right away, but I didn't see the second one at all. So I love it when they can trick me. But yeah, so we have basically three survivors. We have the virginal girl, we have the virginal boy who lost his virginity to one of the big boob girls, who had a very horrible death. And then we have the one kind of flat-chested floozy who, I loved her. Her character was funny. I loved her laugh. She was very free. Yeah, but she kind of lost her marbles, and she spends like the last 10 minutes of the movie twirling around in a white silky dress, humming and doing ballet. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, fun movie. Some really good gore in this one. I was pretty impressed. Of course, it's all practical effects. So yeah, you have people getting heads cut off and people getting an axe through their head. You have a couple people getting chopped up by airplane propellers. Yeah, the killer was crafty. Yep. And I'm not quite sure why the killer was after Nancy, and she kept saying, you were there when she died, you were there when she died. Nancy's like, I'm a freshman. I wasn't here 2 years ago. I don't even know what you're talking about. But the killer didn't care. She was good. But I don't know why the killer didn't kill the flat-chested floozy. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, fun movie. Lots of kills. Interesting take on a Christmas horror movie. I enjoyed it. Do I like it as much as Black Christmas? Probably not. Do I like it more than some of the other Christmas horror movies? Probably. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, guys. So this is my entry for Saturday Slashback Challenge. I hope y'all like it. And if you don't, I'll try again next week. Bye.